For the families and descendants of the 1.2 million Commonwealth soldiers who fought in the Far East in World War II, there's a sadness that their sacrifice has too often been overlooked.
This was after the evacuation of Moulmein.
For 88-year-old Michael Owen, VJ Day is a time to remember those lost in the so-called forgotten army and navy, including his older brother, Fusilier Peter Owen.
Took me on all sorts of shooting, fishing, anything really. We did a lot together. He just took me along, which was very nice of him. So I was sort of very fond of him indeed.
Michael's father and two sisters were also off serving with the forces. They all survived the war, but the family never received confirmation of what happened to Peter in Burma.
Mother and I were just on our own, and so it was very, very upsetting indeed. But he was posted missing, not missing, believed, killed, just missing. Well, I was very sort of optimistic, as a small boy is. The good guy always wins in the end, sort of thing.
Tens of thousands of Commonwealth troops died in battle, from tropical diseases and in internment camps. Michael has spent the decades since researching his brother's likely fate during a failed jungle retreat.
I do remember my mother at breakfast one morning. She was reading the paper, and she said, you know, I hope Peter's had a bullet through his head rather than me take him prisoner, you know. What she was reading was so horrific about the treatment of prisoners.
Through the mist-covered mountain forest.
For millions across the Commonwealth, VJ Day 75 is a moment to ensure its legacy.
What we saw was a coordinated, coherent fighting force that transcended any of the sort of ethnic or cultural differences. And as a result, I would argue that in many, many ways, VJ is at least as important as VE.
Peter
Owen is one of the many names carved into the memorial in Burma.
In England, it was a sideshow. In people's minds, it was a sideshow.
Michael will travel to the downscaled service at the National Arboretum. He hopes the campaign his brother fought in, though further away, won't stay out of minds. Vincent McAviney, 5 News.